don't know if you have realized, but as a society, we have a succession problem. But what is succession? I would say succession is the process of handing over your legacy, your money, your wealth, your knowledge, everything included, over to the next generation. We as a society haven't evolved to actually be able to do a correct succession. As the saying goes, the first generation creates, the second builds, and the third destroys. And that's exactly where we are right now. All the way from our ancestors, cavemen, to villagers, to tribes, cities, governments, and everything in between has always been led by some sort of a leadership. And we just, as humans, haven't really evolved to be able to create a great leader for an extended period of time. Only for so long can you create or help to nurture some sort of leader who is for the people. You can think of it as a save file. You're playing someone else's game, they have top tier equipment, maxed levels, but you don't really know how they got to that position. You're just given all this authority without going through any of the pain and suffering. And this has resulted in what we have today. A world where inflation is at all-time highs. Money is worth less and less thanks to the gold standard being removed. And as we saw during the pandemic, starting in 2019, the middle class practically disappeared. All of it getting funneled up to the 1%ers. The amount of wealth they obtained during those short few years. It's crazy to me how we're all fighting each other, blaming each other, while the real people who caused all this look at us and laugh. Because honestly, we're behaving like animals, so ununited, so focused on irrelevant problems. Since the 2000s, we've become so divided. All these political issues, these gender issues, everything's just gone downhill. When you stare at the issue right at the face, we're also obviously being distracted and isolated from each other. The problem for leadership is the leaders of our country aren't affected by the laws and decisions they pass. They're already immune to them. People are so distracted that they will never actually receive a punishment for what they do. Unlike the first generation of leaders, like George Washington, Napoleon, or even Hitler. These people actually experienced what it was like to be at the trenches. Instead of inheriting leadership, they had to create it from the bottom up. I think today it's widely known that Hitler was an artist, and motherfucker failed that shit. After the Allies won in World War I, they went and pretty much stripped Germany by the balls, leaving them nothing, no money, no troops, no support. And this is what led rise to such a man like Hitler. The leaders we choose today aren't here for the people. They're not here to help us to try to make our life easier or for the future of our kids. They're just here paid, looking for out for themselves. And honestly, it makes sense. When you have such power over people and aren't affected by the law, why would you care to try to help others when there's obviously no consequences for anything you do? Especially here in America, where you can supposedly vote for your leader, but in reality, you can only vote for two parties. And then even in more reality, they're practically the same party. There's no real difference between them. They're both getting paid off. The only ones actually benefiting from them are the rich, and just one retard can practically cancel out your vote, making it effectively a broken and useless system. We really have to wake up and understand that these leaders aren't here to help us. They aren't part of the first or second generation. They're just leeches. We as a society have to go back to a time where we all had similar views, back to a time where we still had a religion, where people still actually cared for each other, where the rich, instead of hoarding all their wealth, actually gave back and built things for the community. But honestly, I don't really think there's a solution to this. People are too dumb to understand such simple concepts I'm not really saying anything complex with high educational words. Things will only get worse before they get better. But I do think I would hope for it to come sooner rather than later. But in all honesty, in all reality, it's most likely gonna happen after I'm dead. I mean, look at our system now. It's so broken. We're sending money off to foreign countries to fight a meaningless war. Wow, our people still suffer here, living paycheck to paycheck. Even after all this bullshit, people still haven't waken up. They're still asleep, checked out on their devices, on the internet, living in their dead-end jobs. Is this supposed to be the American dream all these immigrants came here for? Honestly, it's a fucking joke. We really need to wake up as a society and truly see what is happening around us. Day by day, month by month, year by year, our life degrades while we all fight each other and our leaders have been compromised through money, blackmail, and everything in between. Wake up, people.